Your love has taken over me. Yes, I've learned to depend on you. I've got confidence in you, oh Lord. I put my trust. Your love has taken over me. 'Cause I've learned to depend on you. I have confidence in you, oh Lord. I put my trust.
reka uyu mwanya tugiye kumara turi kwiga turi gusobanukirwa tubere umumaro kandi aba ariwe gushyigikira ibyo twize kugira ngo bizatugirire umumaro mu gihe kiri imbere. Reka ushoboze umwigisha, reka twese turanga tugirwe neza ku Yesu Kristo umwami wacu.
Niba mubibona hariya ushize abo twari turi kumwe, what was the number there up there, the transformational change conference, what was the number? Abo twari turi kumwe cyo n'ikizamini cya mbere. What was the number? 7. What was the number here? Now this is 11, but when I was here, it was 7. So which means this conference is the 11th. So from the time we have met, I've talked again 4 times on this. And last 2 weeks, I think there are some people were together. So I had 2 consecutive Saturdays in our church, Zion Temple. So before the end of the month of October, I was with the Church of New Life Ministries. So we are with them again. We were with men, but we are going to have with the couples on 8th December. So if you miss here, you can still find another time to attend any conference that is coming, but not to attend many conferences, because there's a time in now to take actions. So I will be mixing my languages. So my slides are in English. Maybe this one, okay? So when you come to summer. So first of all, why do we need to discuss about money? Who needs money? This serious. Let's be serious. Who needs money? Who needs money? Let me repeat it. So that's good. At the end, I will show you how you have a lot of money, but you are not using it. Now, why do we have to discuss about money in a biblical perspective? In a biblical perspective, first of all, we are Christians. In biblical perspective, hanze n'ubundi barabivuga n'ahandi barabivuga niba ari ubutunzi mufite mu bitse bwinshi ni Bibiliya mu ngo zanyu, ariko muri iyo Bibiliya niba harimo n'amafaranga. Can you open your Bible? Those who have the Bible, can you see some money there? I will show you where there is money in the Bible. So now, I think this is the first time for a such debate. Ni bangahe babyumvise ubwa mbere? Hari abagwenda ushobora kuba twaraganira ibishize, hari abashobora kuba barabyumvise mbere. Ababyumvise ubwa mbere tugiye kuganira ni bande. Okay, that's good. So, now, there is one question. How does this relate to your financial plan of your life? Very key. Ni irihe sano amafaranga afitanye n'ubuzima bwawe cyangwa se na plan financier y'ubuzima bwawe? N'abandi bazamuye bavuga ko badafite amafaranga. Do you have a financial plan that needs to be supported by the money you are looking for?
Yes.
What is it? You have a financial plan. And what is the budget size? You have a financial plan, then you have the budget. Now, guys, one give us an example. What is the budget of the financial plan? Okay, now, what is your life goal or motivation? So we need also to think about that. So when we talk about money, it's not just money. We need to think about how this basically relates to your financial plan and how does it really link with your goal of your life. Ntabwo tuvuga amafaranga gusa, kuko tuvuga amafaranga turebe n'isano bifitanye n'intego cyangwa se n'umugambi wihaye w'ubuzima bwawe. Niba warawihaye kuko hari abatarabikora. Now, what I'm going to do now is not to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to help you to think what you can do. It's very amazing. But I can help you in a very genuine way and very generic way to think what you can do yourself. It's very amazing. If you're going to as a facilitator, then we can discuss later. So, the three parts I'm going to talk briefly before we go to the debate. I think I will use like 1 hour for presentation. Then we have at least 1 hour or 1 hour and a half for discussion. First of all, let's do about the setting of your vision, strategies, and plans of your life. That's where it has to start with. Number 2, the power of understanding who you are. This is a small subsection or so you need first to understand who you are before you even start looking for money. Number 2, how to set the vision, goals, and plans of your life. Understanding God is financial plan of your life. You need also to understand that. You need also to have some financial principles. In God's perspective, we go through these principles. How to design your life financial plan, how to expand your boundaries of financial success, and I will also talk the most barriers for your financial success. So under this one, we are going to talk about how we are stewards. Stewards, Neki mu Kinyarwanda? Igisonga, sibyo? Igisonga cy'umutungo, cyangwa se cya resources zose tuba twabonye. And the meaning of steward prosperity as being not being selfish. So these are some of the areas we are going to discuss. When I shall put a book on a money hand, money is there inside. That's a previous subject, the main thing, but it will come in. Okay. So I'm saying here that it all starts with your vision. Who has a vision of his or her life? Which I know that this is the vision of my life. Until I leave, this is what I'm going to achieve. Because let's be serious now. How many do have the vision of their life? So, from the very few. Now, what is a vision? A vision is a powerful sense of what needs to be done and the initiative to take hold of it and work towards its completion. In definition, is in English. So it's a powerful sense of what needs to be done. You must have something that needs to be done in your life. Something that you need to achieve with your life. Not in your life. Something that you need to achieve with your life. These are two different things. Achievement in life, but also achievement with the life. Now, and the initiative to take hold of it. So you have to hold that vision, has to stay, has to be maintained, has to be consistent. And work towards its completion. So you have to work in order to achieve that vision. There are three key words that are very strong that we need to understand further as we discuss. Okay? Balance so we can understand. So you can see this road. If you look at this road, if you are here, you don't think that there is another part of the road that is going. Am I right? This is a picture from Rwanda. As you go to, this is a picture of Rwanda. As you, after Nyamagabe, as you go to Nyungu. I took this in 2000. I think this was taken in 1999. Yeah. When we were students, we were in the picnic as students. But if you look, when I was trying to look at a picture that can illustrate what I was saying, that's when I got this picture. You can see this flash shot tells me that, this arrow tells me that there is still a continuation of this road. So when you're having a vision, you should not have a vision that is in the same context of your life, or that is twinned in your circumstances, or that is twinned with your history. The vision has to be broader, beyond your life. Am I right? Yes. So your vision should not be centered on you, or on your history, or on your own achievements. The vision has to be inclusive, has to bring more other people in the vision, not you yourself. So now, when you do your vision, and when you do your financial plan, you should not think about you yourself, think about the family, the community, the country, the region, and the continent. Why not? Now, what you are is a God's gift to you, but what you do with yourself is your gift to God. This is a statement from Purpose Driven Life book by Rick Warren. So, what you are today, who you are, it's a gift. Simple. It's like you are a gift. Yes. You are a gift from God. But what you do with yourself is the gift that you give back to God. Have you understood that? You don't think I'm a gift from God. But whatever I'm doing now with my life, I'm giving back as a gift to God. It's a powerful statement. So, yes, I give back a gift. Whatever I'm doing in this world, it's a gift to God. We'll come back to that if you have any clarification. Now, consider yourself as a free capital to use for your life is investment. In other words, you are a capital. I'm a capital. It's quite necessary. I'm a capital, you are a capital. Already, you can invest using yourself. So babandi bavuga ngo bakina amafaranga mutangire mubona amafaranga muri. First of all, you are also the capital that is needed. Kandi nako ibese. Yet to say human capital, what does it mean? Human capital is the most productive asset, because when you look at the function of production, for those who did economics, function de production, you need to have land, you need to have capital, you need to have also labor. It's convincing. These are the three major factors, three major assets. And when you talk about labor, it's me, it's you. That's human capital. So when God created me, He created me as a capital. So if I need to invest, I may need land, I may need also other machines, but already the labor is there and I'm the one and you are the one. In other words, if you need a budget to cover the three factors, that means labor, capital, and land, already the budget to cover the labor is there for you. Depends on how many you need. Maybe you are still looking for the budget to buy land or the machines that you may need. Okay? Now, you need also to set your goals in your life. Now, setting goals, you can set a goal to succeed, but fewer plan to fail, but majority fail to plan and live random lives. Hari ni statement na uzinisha sina hiyo. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. It's good, isn't it? I'm trying to get the reference, but I did not get it. But failure, whether you plan it, no one plans to fail. It's good, amazing. No one plans to fail. But very few plan to succeed as well. It becomes like a random life. You know what does it random life? So who are going to or has random? Like someone who has been, you know, a drunk person trying to get the way to home. You are random and you are trying to be random until you get home. So if you don't plan your life, that means you are going to live a life that is random. In other words, that life is going to be driven by other forces which you are not able to control. And later you find yourself, you are under their domination. So in other words, if I want to succeed, the success needs to be planned. It doesn't come without a plan. No one succeeds without planning to succeed. You may give me a good example of those who have succeeded without planning. I don't know any. But we are saying the moment we fail to plan for success, already we are candidates to the second part, which is the failure of our life. And sometimes people think that they are successful, and yet they are not successful. Why? Because they don't measure what they were supposed to achieve and what they are achieving currently, and see the gap. In other words, there is a potential that God is seeing in people, but we are using very few of that potential. In that case, in the eyes of God, we are not successful. It's not a theory, it's a fact. In other words, if I know that God's planned me to achieve this level, and when I reach this place, then I feel that I'm comfortable, I'm successful, there is a gap here that God sees that I failed to reach. And that's where I was expected. My capacities were expected to perform at this level, but I'm performing below. I'm not a successful person. Maybe someone will just compare me with others, then he say he's a successful, and yet I'm still struggling. Okay. Now, what is a goal? A goal is an established point for achievement. Let me just use this point. So if I'm here at point A, If I'm at point A, I want to go at point B. But this does not mean that there is also a middle point here. In other words, people tend to stay here, and we don't want to see what is at B. And which is really a problem. We are content and we are satisfied when we are at point this, let's say B minus or A plus here, but we don't try to reach this point. Now, this is a point of measure for progress toward an ultimate purpose, a prerequisite for achievement of an ultimate plan. Goals create targets for our energy. So once you have a goal, then that helps you to set targets. Let's say mukora muri za administration, cyangwa se muri projects, aho mukora monitoring and evaluation framework, where you have the milestone, then you have the goals, then you have the targets. Okay? We do that and we do it properly in our offices, but we fail to do it with our life. Am I correct? You are good at doing monitoring and evaluation frameworks in your offices, in different projects, but you fail to do a monitoring and evaluation framework for your life. Okay? Now, goals protect us from undue influence of others. You know, undue. These are unnecessarily influences. So when you don't have a goal, someone will embody you in his or in her goal. In other words, if you don't have a plan, someone is going to plan for you. And once he plans for you, he's planning for his success, but for your failure. Have you thought any time when you have like a free time, then you think you want to call someone so that you can go and meet? You have like a free time, then you want to have someone who you can sit with. Yeah. Did you plan where to sit with that person? No. So why do you want to call him? You want to disturb that person. You are disturbing. Because you could have planned whether you need to have lunch together, or a dinner, or a coffee. That needs to be planned. Otherwise, you are bringing someone. So in that case, if you manage to call someone and he comes, he is here, he's being influenced by others. Am I right? Don't let me. Yes. So if you manage to call someone and you call and he say, yes, I'm free. Oh, that person did not manage to plan. Then you are bringing that person in your own plan, so you are contributing to her or to his failure. Why not plan and say, I know you are busy. Don't say that he's not busy. I know you are busy, even though you think that he's not busy. Can we plan to have a coffee or tea? When is it convenient for you? Then you make an arrangement accordingly. That's very smart. You are helping yourself and you are helping your neighbor and your colleague and your friend. If he's your fiancé, my fiancé should not call you anytime. You need to plan when you need to meet. It's quite necessary. Your wedding is not going to be destroyed. Make sure that even though he's your fiancé, make sure that you plan when you need to meet. You know, okay, I'm saying things maybe you don't accept, but you will accept one day. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. That's biblical. So we have many plans in our hearts, but the Lord's purpose that prevails. What does it mean? For me, the way I interpret this verse, it means that whatever I plan, as long as it is within Lord's purpose, then I'm in safe conditions. So the reason why some of the plans fail, it's because maybe they are not in Lord's purpose. They are not part of God's purpose for your life. That's why they don't succeed. But if you are really in good conditions with God and you know that these are the plans you are making and they are within God's purpose for your life, then these are going to succeed for sure. Now, from the above statement, these are the lessons. Purpose is more important than the plans. It is powerful than plans, precedes plans because they established our purposes before we were born. In other words, if you strongly believe that God created you with a certain purpose, okay, that means the purpose prevails, it is predetermined, then the plans should come to fulfill the purpose. You know what you can do? I read the purpose-driven life 2 or 3 times, I think, from page 1 to the end. Yes. Reading one page to another page, 3 times. Try to understand this very inspiring book. Now, God's setting, the more successful you become, the more people will compete for your time. It's quite necessary. The more successful you become as well, more people will try to compete on your time. In other words, your time is the most resource money you have. For those who say that they don't have money, the time is one of the most resources you have that many people compete. So you need to be very cheerful. You need to be very careful as you allocate your time. Very careful. You have lost. Now, you need also to have some discipline to guard your goals even more careful. You need a sense of self-policing. I want to have the police in my spirit, in me, and the police is already there. You know the police who is in your heart? Someone who tells you, no, maybe you don't need to go there, just stay here. Then the other single person said, come. I said, no, don't go there. I think you don't have reason to go. And have you realized that the most time you go, when you didn't want to go, when you come back, you realize that you have wasted your time. Which is a no way to stay and even if when you are going to meet, you need to meet for a certain purpose. There is a reason you are going to meet. There is a topic you need to discuss. Habari kije chose. Iyo kije chose kibamo kugambana. We Christian not to Sibyo. Ariko atagamba. Wimana ndabona ariko nuko. Imana kwabari kandi itaranira kukibuze kandi wabari gusaba Imana. Why can't you keep it? So we need to have self-imposed standards and restrictions motivated by a desire that is greater than the alternatives. There is a desire which is greater than alternatives. So the alternatives, they consume most of our time. Alternatives. And when we talk about alternative, that means there is the main one that could drive. He who cannot control himself will be controlled by others. The secret to success is living a very focused life in line with your purpose. Okay? Solomon, whoever has no rule of his own spirit is like a city broken down without wall. That's biblical. It's from the Bible. These are the statements you get from the Bible. Now, this is the inner police I was talking about. This person, have you seen any police, whatever weight or size? If he said, stop, you have to stop. Whatever lorry it is, it has to stop. Why? Because I don't stop because of that person. I stop because of a regulation or a law that constituted that person to be in that particular law. That's why nitwaye no mu muhanda ntugatware nabi cyangwa se ngo wiruke ngo gutabonye polisi no n'abakristo turabikora yabashizeho 60 tugenda kuri 50 yabashizeho 40 try to be in 40. Nukora amakosa hari hajyana n'ibintu byinshi cyane nkubeshe ubishukura tumirutse narengeje umuvuduko wari uteganyijwe ariko nasanze I'm sorry. So we need to have our self-policing in our life. Now, understanding your financial plan. I'm going to talk about a few principles that help us to understand about the financial plan. One principle is the financial provision, which we find in Philippians 4:19, Proverbs 8:20, and 21, then 2 Corinthians 9:8. Okay? God shall supply all our needs according to his riches. Hallelujah. Amen. Do we agree this?
Yes.
Are you sure? God shall supply all our needs according to riches. So, there is a differential gap from reading the verse and understanding the verse and making the verse true in your life. So, we are Christians. Why do we become poor, and when we have such statements and commitment from God? We have read Bible when we were still young, and now we will continue reading. Verses batariwa is bayibonye Rwanda. Abayumvise ubwa mbere ni bande. So everyone knows this. So what does it mean in our life? Bisobanura iki mu buzima bwacu? Now, how to capitalize on this God's promise or supply? This promise is true to those who trust and are faithful to God as Philippians. Philippians were very faithful to God. So if you are faithful, you are miserable. Now the condition, the main condition for you to be given that riches, nukugomba kubanza kuba umwizerwa. Umwizerwa bivuze iki? Umuntu ushobora kuyakoresha neza, ushobora kuyabyaza umusaruro. Kuko Imana ntabwo ishaka kuguha amafaranga yabike. Ntabwo kuyakoresha ukayabyaza umusaruro, akagirira akamaro kawe n'abandi. N'isi. In other words, you want to throw the riches to you so that you can use to satisfy other people's needs. So that you took time to pray saying, God, I need money. Kari siko muza kumbaza ngo ibini biteo biragenda gute ndaza kubasubiza nta kibazo. Now, total trust and dependence to our God, ikiricho dukenewe. Ikibazo rero kugira muzarebe imaze gusema. Recently I was preaching in Netherlands, then I was telling them, I was talking about faith. Maybe you can see the teachings are on YouTube. Faith that we read in Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. Avuga ngo kwizera ni ukumenya neza. Neza. Utagira gute? Udashidikanya ko ibyo wizera ko ari ukuri. Let me say this again. Udashidikanya ko bitazaza kuba. So once you have prayed for something, put a full stop. Don't say full and comma. Akitso, uvuge ngo that's how it is. So, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, baravuze ngo nubwo Imana yacu itadukiza. Okay? Tuzi ko ishobora kudukiza. Ariko nubwo itadukiza, we are not going to bow down before your God is king. The king is God. That was a very strong commitment. So you say don't add something. God is the most rich person you are with. So ikitwica rero nuko tugaruka kenshi tukavuga ngo maybe it may be possible. So the principle number one, in God's provision, I strongly believe that in God we have the resources we want. Kabisa. Now, where are you? I'm going to throw some money. Can you come down there? Money is in the central bank, in the banks, and they are in money. But still, God can use people, can use the institution to give you the money you want. When you are faithful. Okay. Number two, the second principle is the hard working. In all labor there is profit. Proverbs 14:23, Genesis 1:1. He that tilled his land shall have plenty of bread, but he that followed after vain persons shall have poverty and enough. In all labor, donc mujye dukora zose biva mu maboko yacu, there is a profit. Harimo inyungu zanze bikunze. Icyo dukoresha amaboko yacu cyose gifite inyungu. Okay? Kandi wa uhinga umurima we afite ibyo kurya byinshi mu rugo rwe, ariko wa wundi wicarana n'abakobani azagira iki? Azagira ubukene kandi abugire cyane. Now let's come and ask ourselves, the time we spend for talking, for doing things that are that are not within our plans and our activities, our purposes, how many are those times we spend? Hard work is the wealth of the poor man. The only map that leads one to his or his desire is working hard. Then someone asked me, what does it mean working hard? I think someone asked me the last meeting I had with. Working hard doesn't mean to be there at 8 and leave at 5. This is the normal time. But what do you do within 8 hours? And what do you do within 8 hours? And what have you done within 8 hours? Is it worthy 8 hours? Kuja mu kazi uvuga ngo reka nkore ngo kugira ngo bashime. No. Cyangwa se reka nkore ibyo bampaye gusa. No. Niba ubirangije mbere biragenda. Are you going to sit? You need to ask more work to be done. Because you are there, you are the labor to serve in that particular area. Impamvu bamwe babona promotion abandi ntibazibone nuko ari bamwe bakoresha wa mwanya za bindi bakoze bakaniyongera n'ibindi bitari biteganyijwe ariko biri muri gahunda. Don't do work or do job just to satisfy your senior. No. Satisfy your heart and satisfy your God is the most important. Because satisfying my senior or my supervisor does not add anything in my promotion, spiritual promotion or whatever. This is very mean. And it's very narrow. And when you feel that you are not contributing to the institution, please can you write your resignation letter very quickly? Who says the request now? Actually required. There is a time when I was working with World Vision. That was my first employer. Then after 2 years, I realized that whatever I'm doing, even my junior staff can do it. I told you that last time. So I had to tell my supervisor, we went to sit in Musa and draft a new job description for me to be able to be active and productive. So don't look at your job description and be satisfied when you think it's narrow vis-a-vis your skills and your capacities. Why can't you ask your job description to be adapted? Some of you have got their job description since they were employed, now 3-4 years. You haven't adapted your job description. In other words, your skills are still the same the way you were when you got that particular employment. Are you being productive? No. Because when I was employed at year 1, year 2, my skills are also increasing. And there is area I think they need to be improved. Are you talking with your supervisor and say, I think we need to improve this area? What do you think about that? The 360 degrees leadership with John Maxwell, that's what it means. I don't have to be satisfied with my job description. When ready, it's not reflecting what I'm intending to contribute to the company or to the institution. Principle number, the same principle, the daily bread that we ask God does not come as a manna, rather through hardship. Israelites, they are very people who have been loved by God. But there is a time he said, now it's finished, my dear. For now you have to cultivate, you have to cut the trees, you have to sweat for you to eat. You will die love you so much. It's amazing. Yeah. So the daily bread we ask God is our life. Okay? Let me go to the next principle. Maybe this one. Why do we need to work hard? Working hard gives us money to provide for our needs. It keeps us mentally healthy by focusing our minds on something that is productive. Keeps us out of trouble, reveals gifts, and helps us to discover our potential and abilities. Is the means by which dreams, ideas, and goals become reality. Allows us to become creator with God. So when we are working, we are creating. The way God created, you also create. Seriously. When I'm working on something, I'm creating. Principle number 3, you need to know and evaluate your annual earnings. In other words, you need to know where your earnings are and how are they, what are they. Okay? How many of you are employed here? How many of you are employed by any institution, government or any institution? Who are self-employed? Someone in a class. So okay? So what I'm saying here, you need to compute your earnings. You need to know what are your earnings really. What are the salary where you get a account? Really they don't care. You don't go and say, let me go to the finance and ask how much really am I paid? Because if they are giving you 500, they have also deducted maybe for the taxes, they have deducted maybe for your insurance, they have deducted maybe for your pension, and so on and so on. But do you know the total gross salary of yours? It's good to know that. It's quite amazing. Now here, this is a graph that reflects my earnings, and that was done in 2013. So that means I have my salary, I have other earnings, I have other earnings. So you can see the salary is only 17% of all my earnings. In other words, if you have read the book by Kiyosaki, the salary is just there to help you to live. You cannot invest. As a kubereka salary is not sufficient, but it can be necessary, but it is not sufficient to be part of your financial plan, to support your financial plan. Very few people have succeeded by supporting the financial plans by salaries. I'm not telling you to resign tomorrow, but plan to resign. I'm not telling you to resign on your job tomorrow, but I want you to plan to resign. I do also plan. This is my graph. This is the graph of my earnings. So you can see that the other two, number 2, and also the revenues, this basically, other source number 1 and this one are the most important. So in other words, you can use your salary to generate the other sources so that you don't depend on it. Because you have cars, you have houses, you have whatever, does not necessarily mean that you are very keen on how you are spending your resources. And remember, you went every day 5 in the morning going to work. From the first day of the month up to the 30th. How they are paying you, but you don't know how to use the reward of your effort. You don't know how to do it. Okay? So here, this is the concept I used to use. So you have your expenditures. You have your home expenditures, you have your health expenditures, you have the church-related expenditures, you have the social-related expenditures, you have the investment-related expenditures, you can have whatever. This is an Excel, and many of you have Excel on your phones. You can do it. Today we are what? We are 11. But do you know what you are going to use your money? You know? Yes. You have to be very serious. Otherwise, if you are not serious, someone is going to be serious. So this is an Excel sheet. If you ask me to send you this, you will get it. But it's very friendly. You can use it to say, my salary is 500,000. I spent 200 for a house, now it's 300,000.
That is the code. Nobody needs Israeli paraphrase, can be called. That's the economic principle, and that will be there. So the next one tells you to bear the budget constraint for your consumption. You need to bear the budget constraint in your consumption. Abashaka kubaho birengeje ubushobozi bafite. So nishaka kugura ikoti rigura $150 kandi uhembwa $500 wenda zitemewe. Shaka niba ikuze rimwe mu mwaka wenda ndashaka. And you have invested for it. Yumvikana. Kandi hari n'ubundi waguze icya $35 usanga aberewe kurusha undi waguze $150. Iyo tukiri abanyeshuri used to come here muri quartier Mateus ukagura ishati ya $500 n'ipantaro $500. Wagera ku ishuri ukayambara umara kuyambara muraberewe neza bakuru. Muraberewe for $2,000. Ariko hano nawe babwiye muraberewe for $10,000-15,000. The same story. Now, this is the trend of my consumption for this year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I monitor this. Try to see year 1, this was 2008. 2009, you can see it has started to decline. And 2010 it has been stagnant somehow. Why? Because I was doing my PhD. So I was not much productive in terms of resources annually. I was productive on the other side. But when I came back 2011, so my annual starts now going up. Perhaps 23, 24, does it say?
Aravuga ngo urukuri rw'uburambe urubwenge no kwigishwa n'ubuhanga. Aravuga ngo ubwenge nibwo bwubaka urugo kandi rukomezwa no kujijuka. Menya niko kuzuza amazu yo muri rwo mo ibintu byose by'ibiciro byinshi.
When you spend ariyo niyo mafaranga ushobora gushyira muri account ya savings. So niyo baza bagakoresha nyuma y'imyaka 18 nicyo bababwira ngo now you can go to your home because now you have certain savings that you make for you. So can't we do that? Don't you get that knowledge? Have that money. So saving and sacrifice is something, sometimes these are the things you need to want to hear about will help you the most. So hello income, hello expenses, hello assets, hello cash in taking, hello the abilities. So we want to see that you need to control your statements. We are salary expenses, we are kind of the abilities. But what you said is basically your asset. You don't make money. Recently I was looking at the central bank releases, the treasury bill, even up to 100,000 francs. You know what is it? Is there a proven cheap? How much was that? The minimum. That was 100,000. How many people have thought about that? You said 100,000 5 years. How much are you going to get? With the interest of 10% maybe. So saving is very important, and it is really important. The 3 goals for investment provide for ourselves and families to become free financially, to serve the Lord, to operate business, serve community, and the country as well. Now, principle number 8, be debt-free, or anyone, any debt. How Christian can be debt-free and give more? Avoid the debt trap and maintain your freedom. The more you are asking for a debt, you are saying, I want to be your slave. In other words, before you are going to ask for someone to lend you some money, you are saying, let me decide if I have to be a slave or not, or being a servant of someone. That is even in the world of them. Can it have a take it? You can want to be a picture again, but still you are not stable. So why are you complicating your life? Scripture does not say that debt is a sin, but it discourages the use of debt. How many times have you been? Ariko ntabwo dukangurira kubikora kuko muzaba yavuka muri ibibazo byinshi. Ni bangahe bamaze kwanga inshuti zabo bari basanzwe bakorana kubera ko banze kubishura? In other words, you see how money is very sensitive. You have invested how many years? But one day they refuse to pay you 1 million and you say, get out. You are no longer part of my friends. When someone I had lended some money, is a friend of mine, about 5 million. Then he failed to pay. Then I felt bad. How can he fail to pay? And he's a Christian. But I knew he had some money, but he was not able to pay. Then what did I say? I was in Michigan State when I was a visiting scholar. God, I want to give me 2 people to bless. So the first person who came in mind was the person who took my money. So I had to go back and say, okay, when I said, I need 2 people, one we are going to share lunch during Christmas, another one we are going to share lunch during annual end of the year celebration. So the first person came, a friend of mine who borrowed the money and did not pay. So I had to invite the family. And before he has not yet paid, and he has not yet paid the whole amount, but still is a friend. I did, yes. Can I repeat? For him, no, I can give as a help, not as a loan. Because that's my principle. If you ask a loan, I say, no, I'm not going to give you a loan. I have money but for a certain purpose. But if it's a very serious issue, I can help you as I can help somebody. Because yeah, so the first part of Romans says, "Oh, no man anything." The Amplified Version says, "Keep out of debt, and owe no man anything." I just need Amen. Yes, principle number now, give rationally part of your finances. Don't just give. You have to give rationally. So the second person I was saying, it was this person. Muri 2009. Namumenye ndimo gukora muri World Vision. Nk'umukozi. Twakoraga distribution y'ibyo kurya abana byo gukora amaterasi. So iwe yazaga gusangiza yari ibonetse n'akandi gato. So noneho musaba kwa mwana we kugira ngo mutware mu rugo rw'amurebe. Aramakana ntabwo nasigara ngeze. So muri 2009 harashize imyaka kugeza 2001 2000 So now in 2009 the voice came and said, you need to share now the annual celebration with that person. You know what I did? I came back, I told my wife, you need to go to Gikongoro, former Gikongoro, Yamagare, go in the village. I had to borrow a kakona rice modoka, sure, modoka. I bought some food, then you have to go. You know how following God is also not easy. So go now to Gazette, yes. After you have so you have to leave the car there, you have to go down. So reaching the place, that's when we are hugging each other. That was 2010. Now still alive, the daughter is still alive. I have to Saba, we didn't use that very good. So this told me, there is a word hata ndege wa anga wanapokea chakula chao pasipo shamba la ghala. In other words, niyo nizo zija kandi zija. That's a verb. So we have I have to mobilize some money studying in the animal, and that was our contribution. So we now have here, what our plan to do here is that when we are preaching, what kind of message are you going to preach these people? Just to show them love. So when you have money, you can show love with that you have. We are not going to have a one day small of capitalism, Shemo can be on a show. When you have money, in other words, I want you at the end, when we get out of this room, you should have a broader picture of what money you need and why you need it. Not just for your own sake. Plan to be secured depends on how you are planning. There are people who think like that. And now what you are taking is that most of you, the heavy investment is a house. Some people comes in here. Some are shakari motor traveling. I know there is a debate when you call it fashion corral. It's people that come in here, my friend, I tell you where's now. Kandi Renault iracyakomeye nta kibazo. Ufite Renault ujya urashaka kugura Renault 4 kandi utarabona n'ubushobozi bwo kuyigura. Twebwe tudashobora kugura igare kuko imihanda yacu bari kutwereza ugatwara igare nta n'uguseka nicyo gitwara. Ushaka kugura imodoka ifite kapasite yo gutunga imodoka ntabwo basubiza inyuma ariko muzazigura ariko muzazigura igihe gikwiriye. Why should I go and take a loan to buy a car? I will not go to the banks. I like the banks. But is it really the first thing, the privilege for you to buy? What do you call it? These are very much you do also sport. But the car kills you. That is just because we are sitting like this, the whole day, in the office, you remove, you sit in the car, you sit like this, you go home, you sit like this, you sleep like this. There's no movement. So you need to plan to be rich, not to be in a comfort zone. The occasion we plan to be in a secure or in a comfortability, in a comfort zone. That's what we normally plan. So you need to plan to be rich, because God is rich. Amen. He provides according to his riches. God does not tell you, I want you to be secure, or I want you to be in a comfort zone. I want you to be rich. Until you are rich, then you can fulfill many responsibilities that God is expecting from you. Able to pay all the abilities, annual expenditures, dependence on monthly income. Ibi byose wabikoresha bikagufasha kugera hano. Ntabwo to be blaming, but you can use this to be part of your resources that helps you to be rich. Okay? When you are the company of our trainer, what are the vision? Most of some statements very many people. Okay? Bazaza kubera ko banze gutanga ariko mutanga uzaje kandi bagusaba gutanga inzu zafite bagusaba gutanga when I was making students they know the question I normally ask. Do we know what is money? Listen to my friend. So can someone give me a good, I know among you they are economists. I don't know why I'm not an economist to show up definitions. Can I have two definitions of money? Yes.
Natekereza ko amafaranga atari inama kugura muri banki. Ndakeka ko amafaranga uko ngiye gutekereza n'ubu amafaranga ari ubushobozi umuntu afite bwo kuba yakora ikintu cyangwa se kuba yashobora guhaha ikintu ariko bijyanye na purchasing power.
Purchasing power is measured by the money that you have, or the resources you have. And what is money? That's the question I'm asking you. It's a tool. most of the time, aho ngera hose nuko niko babwira ko ari igikoresho. I'm an economist. Na memoire yanjye ya mbere muri kaminuza yanditswe ku bijyanye n'amafaranga. Le déterminant de la masse monétaire. That was my topic. But the definition I have that book is different from what I'm asking for. Okay? What is money? Money is what? Yes?
Medium of exchange.
Medium of means of exchange. Or medium for exchange. Yes, still as an economist, I know you are an economist. That's why you are saying the same. So money is equal to idea. Money is the idea. I'm going to explain. I'm going to talk about my when you know that you take it as well, as I'm going to go. It's a benefit. So you have money. So money, this comes as an outcome. When they pay your salary, what do they pay? Why are you paying your salary? Yeah? Compensation of what? Of your hard working. It's close to imagine. And your hard working is driven by what? Your brain. Brain and ideas and so on. So the money is equal to idea. You cannot go to the bank and say, I need some money, without showing what idea you have that is going to finance your money with the money that you are looking for. So normally, that's my understanding. The more I have a good idea, I will get money. When we come to the discussion, the more I have a good idea, they will come and buy me. Okay, we had to ask people to pay for this meeting. How many were willing to pay for it? Be honest. You have to know what to give issues and we don't topic. How many would pay for it? 5,000. Abashobora kuba bumva batanga 5,000 kugira ngo baze kwategura. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No more than 20. 20 times 5 is equal to what? 100. 100,000. How many hours am I spending? 2 hours. Per hour I have 50,000. Per hour I have 50. Per 8 hours I have how much? 400,000 per day. I work 22 days times 400. That's how much is that? Eh? No, if I was supposed to charge you this, that gives you 50,000. When everybody can do it, you'll get that many will be going to so the visit, how I remember where I could attend the member where it's getting more good. Can't be very able. So the money we are talking about is an outcome of a certain process we need to think first about. So if you are looking for money, don't look at money as such. Try to understand what can I do which will generate money that I will need for this. So in other words, it's an intermediary, but the intermediary which is basically coming at the second stage, which not coming for the first stage. So you can continue to query your phone. What about my friend? How long ago I come here? Kiwazo mafaranga. Ntabwo ufite ikibazo cy'amafaranga, ahubwo ufite ikibazo cyo kumenya icyo wakora gikeneye amafaranga. Wenda mwaba tumashubije inyuma cyane, mwese mwabantu bakora ribona, mwese ibyo mushobora gukora. Ariko hari n'abandi bashaka amafaranga. So you ask them how much money for the areas in the same question. Who needs $1 million for now? Who can do a business with $1 million? 1 million rand francs. If the budget financial planning is 1 million, I look at Kenya, 2 million, 3 million, 50 million. Okay, let's say 100 million. Have you thought about that? You have a project for 100 million. Are you sure? Did they discuss with the bank? Why? To use it. So I know, and I've been following, some banks have a lot of money in their accounts. They don't have people to borrow the money. Not only because the interest rate is high, but because the projects themselves are not fundable projects. And they fund the ideas within the project. Well, we take a look at the theater. In other words, don't look at the bank as a problem. Look at yourself first. You know, there are sometimes even the banks come and say, we want to give you a loan. And you haven't asked the loan, but they say, no, we see what you are doing. We want you to have a loan with us. It's amazing. Who works in the bank? I think you are there. Who else works in the bank? Yes. Sure. You know how you look for people to give the loan. You sit down and see these are kind types of business we are doing, but we see someone interesting, we can go and talk to him. So what do they come? Because they have seen you, the ability and the capacity to use the money you are looking for. So first of all, try to deal with your capacity before you go for money. It's amazing. Don't blame the government. The government has put different mechanisms for you to be allowed to get some money from BDF, from DRD, where they tell you if you want to export for agriculture, maybe it's between 12 and 13%. You can even negotiate up to 12%. There are some cooperatives that have money that they want to lend, but you are not going there. So where's the problem? Is it the bank system, or is it Alfonsine's system or Alphonse's system? It's your system. So if you want money, don't blame the government. Try to blame yourself. You need to know first why do you need money for. Poor middle class do not. So when you read this, you find I have underlined different statements. Let me just take this random. But if you want to be rich, you have to be closer to the inside than professional to whom most people entrust their money. The statement, if you want to be rich, you have to be closer to inside than professional to whom most people entrust their money. In other words, if you have a business, be in the business. Don't trust the business to other people. Those people are going to be richer than you, who is the creator and the owner of the business. So when you hear Monaco, nuko tubiriko turabifata tukaribaha twarangiza tukicarira tukaba professional. Uyu munsi byagenze gute? Injija nawe uyu munsi ntabwo byagenze neza kuko ari bamwe turanyerera genda gutya okay abo bashoboye kubona nabo nangahe ndota okay nta kibazo uze kwishura kuri computer ntabwo ari wawe gusa. You have earned 150,000. You have earned like 100,000. I control myself. Based on this statement, maze gusoma kino gitabo ndabona nuko business yanjye ishobora kwitamo kugenda neza kubera ko nayihaye abandi kandi bakayikoresha uko bashaka. Ndangije ndayigurisha nikoresha n'ibindi ishobora gukontorora fasiliyo and I'm peaceful. Otherwise I was in trouble. And the money I was using, I got it from the loan. 152 million. So because of that statement, in other words, whatever you need, there are some people who are good advisors. Don't search many, go to the books, newspapers and read, go to internet. The topic, some of these I'm trying to tell you here, I go to Google and ask, what's the money in the Bible? I go to the Google, I get what they say about this. I bring it, I share with you. That's where the knowledge is there, it's available and can be accessed. Now, work for money, you can work for money up to 20 years. It's possible. But beyond 20 years, don't work for money. Let the money work for you. You can spend 20 years working if you have a good plan. After 20 years, you can see annual financial plan targets. Okay, you can see 5-year financial plan, you can have targets as well. 20 years, you can have a target, but 70 to 80 years plan to earn more at this stage. Why? Because what you have invested here should start now working for you. Hari igihe imbaraga urimo gukoresha ubu zizabura nubwo utamenya ko urimo gusaza kandi ariwe birimo kubaho, ariko hari igihe noneho bya bindi wakoze bigomba gutangira kugira ngo ugukorera wicariye. Mpamvu kuvuga ngo wicaye gusa kubera ko imbaraga ufite ubu ntabwo zigusaba gukoresha cyane. Impamvu nashyizeho 80 murayizi kubera iki? That's what the Bible says. That's a minimum. Don't look at 80. Go beyond 80. So I want you to live even above 8 years. Hari umucaca kusoro wabuze muri ubwo bambwira ko ejo nzakomeza gutera igiti uyu munsi. So kuvuga ngo ibyo uzahinga byose uzatera hano bizakomeza. Whatever money you are looking, don't look for yourself, for the next generation. You know the owner of this hotel, I don't know the age he has, but this hotel will be here for many years. And this will serve many descendants of his family. That's the money we want. We want the money that will serve even when you are no longer there. That's becoming rich. Otherwise, you have someone in the comfort zone or in the security. The same message. So you have to plant your money. So at a certain point, the money will bring other money. So the money you are earning as a salary today, you need to start planting it. Nushaka kugera kuri agasambu kagura magana inani muri cyangwa se ugure ihene eshanu usigire wene nyoko wawe utuye mu cyaro hantu gahindiwe cyangwa se just keep it. Hari umunsi uzagira I didn't know, how come all this now is the same 500 I spent, now I have million out of this. Bituza kuvana umuzukuru. Those who can save, mugana mwakoze commitment yo gusave. N'abandi batashobora gusevinga nabo barayikora. If you cannot save when you have the scholarship boost, ntabwo ushobora gusevinga ufite umushahara. I was saving when I was a student. Ayo nasevinze niyo bafashije kuza gukora ikizamini hano i Kigali. You can have this if you start planting $1. $1 can bring $half. $1.50 can bring $1. $2.5 can bring $1.1 and so on. Even my children, those who are doing undergraduate, not undergraduate, I wonder you give them undergraduate. I give them an exercise. Every day when they go to school, we give some money to buy food, drinks and some cake. So then I tell them, I think we need to save. Can you save from the money we give you? They like to have ice cream from Kigali Head. So I say, who wants to go to Kigali Head next weekend? I said, me. Okay, can you save? How much are you going to save? I said, okay, Dad, I will save 200 or 300. So they keep saving. The other time the guy was trying, I've saved now 500. Okay, that's fine. Give it to aunt, keep it for you. I've saved 300. I've saved 1,000. Okay, stop. Now I've seen that you can be able to save. I will take you to Kigali Head with that money and add some money. So what I'm trying to bring is the notion of saving. I'm not disturbing them, but I'm trying to educate them on how to save. Rather than coming and tell you know how to save, Save is the money you get minus expenditures plus what. But what I tell you, just keep 100 out of it. That's the saving. That's the definition they want. Later they will discuss the process in which you go to save. And you have to start from the early age.
impamvu tuba twagiye tugira ibibazo byinshi ni uko tutagiye tubona abantu badufasha.
Let me come back to this picture. Can you see here? This someone is trying to jump. I'm at Uzitiro. So we're here, that was in Nairobi in 2001, 2009 or 2010? Yes, 2009. So we were supposed to go this way and come back again. But there was this small fence. Then I asked the other people, why can't we jump just out there? They said, no, it's not possible. I told them it's possible. So I tried and I jumped without any problem. This is my picture. So what I'm trying to do, the lesson I took here is like we have boundaries. Sometimes we need to escape in our life. So how do we escape them? These are some, you need to expand your boundaries. First of all, think about your thoughts about finance and see how to upgrade them. What are the thoughts? Ibitekerezo usanga mu mafaranga bimeze gute? Usanga ari ibitekerezo biri mu buriya hari na statement yenda kubona cyane. Kuvuga ngo igihugu cyacu urabona kiracyari mu nzira y'amajyambere kirakeye nta kazi gapfuye. These are very discouraging statements. Birumvikana. Ariko uvuze ngo what can be done under this condition? That's a wise question. Rather than being taken by the circumstances, but what can you learn from the circumstances? In other words, know what you want, have a desire, and draw it smart. What Rwanda is today is what Rwandans dreamed yesterday, and what Rwanda will be tomorrow is what Rwandans are dreaming today. Is it correct? Yes. That's my own statement. Icyo u Rwanda ruri uyu munsi ni uko hari abanyarwanda bari bafite inzozi siko bimeze ahejo hasi kandi uko u Rwanda ruzaba rumeze in the next years, in the next generation, depend on how we are dreaming with the current generation. So what are our dreams? Get a car, get a house. That's very minor. What are our dreams? Is someone dreaming to have over 15 hand together of Kuzimu Hariya Hasi? We need someone to bring that and start thinking on how we can use underground facilities. Since the city is small, we don't need everyone to own a car. So they know how can we change? So how do you interpret the situation around you as a Roman? You are the one responsible, not His Excellency or the ministers. You are the one responsible for that. Okay? And I'm also responsible. Okay? Expand your boundaries for financial gathering specific knowledge. You need to read. You need to get knowledge. You need to start. However, is an undergraduate. Who has the instability mu gatanu primaire? Ushobora kubona bilete mu gatanu primaire. Ushobora kubona ikayi yo muri segonderi yiwe yego n'abantu so you see, read. The more you read, you become knowledgeable, and people have started to read to create you a certain facility that is going to help you read it. Why not trust money to continue what you learn? So many video ways and what so many So the source of this specific knowledge is reading books, novels, newspaper.
I was telling the colleague, when I have money from the airport, then my friend aba yasigaye muri the hotel, yirukira muri bookshop, agenda kubera ko igitabo mbona gutekereza cyangwa se igitabo kijyanye na etadimo yo gutekereza. I go and I buy $25, $30, $50. Come I put there. When I have time, I read. If I travel, I take one book, I can catch up. What I'm saying, I will take it from the books. Do you think my mom, when he conceived me, she thought that I would be a mathematician or an econometrician? No. And whereas, my mom doesn't have whereas because I want to be a chance to be a econometrician, no. But reading is very important. Like I'm sorry about reading is important. The time you waste on WhatsApp, please reduce it. Take it to the reading. Someone who created WhatsApp is very successful because you are using it now. But who is going to be using your service? What service can you bring? Since you have the same brain that can create. Can you play the time? The barriers, let me talk about this thing. One is fear. How many people heard about the accident that was today in the morning? How many accidents? Why you don't see the top of your road? Why you missing? Because hearing about accidents, you may heard about it when it is there. Accident in your life. So, maybe you may say, I gave this example again to the church when I was preaching. So, with my idea, so fear. The enemy of all the success we want is this one. Fear. We get fear. Fear. Can someone touch fear? Can you capture fear? Can you see fear? Why fear? Eh? You can feel it. When you see here, bakakubwira ngo turahagarara hano twagenda tukubona niba wagezeyo ko bimaze n'ibyo abakabanye cyane kwihanganira. So wagezeyo oya wagezeyo nageze ukibuka ukinjira. So what does it mean? Kuba ari hagaze hariya niba haje igikorwa hariya cyari kugira cyari kugabanya hariya arwati no ntabwo nagezeyo kirafashe. So so fear and tumarira n'ibyo twirema mu twebwe. That's a misconception, a misunderstanding. We bring certain values ukafata ibintu ukabishyiraho warangiza bikakubuza kugera ku kintu cyo ugomba kugera. I know sometimes I used to work from Butare to Kigali, and I would start driving from Kigali to Butare myself. No, I'm not okay. If something happens, I will deal with it. Until it happens, then I have to deal with that. But before it happens, I don't have to deal with it. Fear. Number two, uncertainties. Gushidikanya. 3, perceived weakness. False testimony, history mirror. Ibyo bakuvugaho, ibyo wumvise, hari n'ibyo utekereza mu bantu barimo kugutekerezaho kandi mubyukuri ari abera nta na kimwe biri mu gutekereza. Ubuse nidukora ibintu abantu baravuga, abo bantu baravuga cyane. Nahajya gahunda yo kuvuga uko wabikoze. Don't do things because people you want to be appreciated. Do things because you want to satisfy your inner person. Then the effect will be satisfied, appreciated or not. I take the responsibility of myself. Anything that happens, that will be an accident. It's me to consider and to be responsible for it. When I have to tell you how many words in the dore ko tufite aho dusangiye agiye muganira kuvuga ngo si ibintu tubikora abandi babibona banze mvuga ati se twebwe ibi tukabibona if we realize that it is not in something that is working to be done, then we leave it. But we don't take decision because of other people. I should not take my decision of my life because someone else. As long as I agree with my God and I've prayed for it and I feel confident to take that decision, then we go for it. And the risk is there. And I have to bear the risk. Because those who have been successful are the people who have managed to take the risk, which other people fail. Put it online. Just go to Google and ask how to select a good business. Don't believe that no before that. Can't it just work? One, in Abugango, you need to know first your world. You need to know your environment. You need to know why do you need to invest in that particular business. Is there a need for that particular business? So but I know it's very difficult. You have many options and you want to take a decision. So try to get the most information you can. Kuri choki. Ukishakira makuru yacu. Yes?
I just wanted to know some businesses you don't know them.
How do you want to know if they are there?
Yes, if they are there.
It's now your task.
So some of them we know, and maybe we are not interested in them.
You know how I do myself? Depends on the sector. Which sector are you interested in? You know the sector? Not yet. Step number one, you need to know where do you want to focus your business. Which sector? It's called business. After going to that particular sector, you need to know it, understand it, observe it, collect all the relevant information you can, so that you can be able to know what are the gaps, what are the challenges. Is there any opportunity for business or not? It's a long process, but you need to go there. If you are interested in business arena, we shall come back, okay, don't think about Jean-Paul's area. Kandi muzukuri mudahuri. Nico kintu abantu bakunze kuvuga na Antoine Pesquero. Ni ushaka kuba ka Antoine. Don't see Antoine now. You need to go fast. Aho ya yuze hose n'ibyo yagize moto. Birumvikana. So kuvuga ngo, first of all, you need to know which sector are you interested in. Is it in arts? Is it in soft business? Is it in hard business? Is it in facilitation of business? So which value chain are you interested in? So your area you're interested in, that's the area that you need to get now different steps for you to choose a business. What we do mostly, you know what does it mean? It means we are very weak in thinking and being creative. You know that the course I'm giving you today, in 2 years to come, you will be paying 500,000. How will I have a money? We will give the money. I was telling someone recently, my career, I'm a researcher. Recently, I was in UK, and the time to get the visa was very short. They said, because we need you, we are going to pay a priority visa. That's $500. That's for the visa. We are going to pay a ticket which goes around 1,500 pounds. We are going to pay a hotel for 4 nights, about 600 pounds. We are going to feed you around 200 pounds. We are going. You see what I mean? Just for 10 minutes. But this came as a result of what I thought earlier. If I compare what I'm saying now With my first paper of masters, when I was doing my masters, when I was going to write my thesis, the first paper I gave to my professor, you know the comments he gave? It's like nothing is in the paper. But that did not discourage me. I say maybe from this nothing, something will come. Because I've decided to be in this career. So those who knows me, they know me as someone being in research, in academia. That's my area. To bring into other areas to be stuff. And I do business in research. So I mean, so you need to decide first your career, you need to decide your area, first of all, before you enter to details of what business you need to select. I think that's the response I can give for you. Okay? Kandi cya kintu ukoze ubishyizeho umutima w'urukundo n'umurava byaba bikunze kiratanga Now, what other means to have bijyanye na debt? Quote me well, ntabwo navuze ko gufata ideni ari bibi. So even the Bible does not condemn someone who has taken a loan, but they discourage because they see some people taking loans tend to be in problems. Objective. I do take also them. I need 2 million, 3 million. I'll give you back at the end of the month with precision. It's like I'm just buying the time. Okay, and I cannot go to the bank. So if I know Jean-Paul has this money, I use the social capital to borrow the money. And I take the money and use it. If I'm constructing a house, I go to someone who has cement. I tell you, give me cement 20 or 30 bags. At the end of the month, I will pay. There is no problem. Nawe abashaka ko bivamo ngira ngo n'ibindi biza. Kandi ababona ko bishobora no kugumamo nta wundi uje no kubigura. So, but it has to go with trust. When I say that's the most capital we have, but we have not yet used. Why do we have bank? Why, if I have to give, I'm a friend of bank, you go and I am here. Because this is looking at the rooted. Abantu ntabwo bakize, ntabwo bakiba ikigo, abantu bona b'inyangamugayo. Byumvikana kandi no mu bakristo dusengana bari. So ariko iyo haza kuba trust. Hey, you know, I tell someone give me 10 million. I get easily 5 million because they trust me. Byumvikana. I need to invest in trust. For me, I have invested in trust. So then people have to trust me.
Bow down and worship Yahweh. Come on, everybody, lift your voice. Let's worship.